On Monday, May 11th, ribbons were cut and keys presented for the official opening of the Marigot Tourism Information Center. This will mean that people of the area will have an avenue through which they can be community employed in tourism. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Senator Robert Tung, wants to enable more of these moves across the island for the purpose of both employment and tourism. He also says it is important to note tourism's linkages with other sectors, particularly the agriculture sector.
We have the most amazing meals, and that is how we have to begin to tie in our tourism product with also our agricultural product. They really go hand in hand, because if I come to Dominica for one day, I must have breakfast, I must have lunch, I must have dinner, and normally that equates to about 20% of what people spend. So last year, people spent $340 million in Dominica. If you take 20% of that, that's about $60-something million. That technically goes right back into our agricultural produce. So there are many, many linkages to agriculture. Someone goes out to fish, he has to build a boat, he has to buy wood, he has to buy nets. He must purchase these things from somebody else. People must be employed to do that. Before he goes out into that ocean, he must top up his phone. He must buy water. So again, you can see economic activity going through all the time. When he comes back from shore, he's going to sell the fish to either a restaurant or to a hotel or to an individual. If he sells it to a restaurant, it means you're going to have guests who are going to buy the food. In order to buy the food, what has to happen? Somebody has to prepare it. In order to prepare the food, somebody has to be employed. So again, employment.
Tourism currently provides over 3,000 jobs across the country, with 1,800 being direct jobs. The facility will serve as the main administrative hub for the Marigot Community Tourism Committee and will aid in promoting the tourism-related aspects of the community. It will also be used as a base for dispatching tours to attractions in the Marigot area. Technical Officer in the Ministry of Tourism and Urban Renewal, George Maxwell, told of the conceptualization of this project in December 2013.
Marigot is predominantly a farming community, as we all know. However, with the decline in banana production in particular, it was felt that the tourism industry had to assist in picking up the slack as far as employment and revenue generation is concerned. It was also felt generally that with the WNT or the Whitey Kubuli National Trail, segments 7 and 8, traversing the mountain or the mountainous interior of Marigot, were valuable assets which can assist in the development of several businesses and provide employment for several persons in the community, should be exploited fully.
Construction of the Multi-Purpose Tourism Center was completed within 6 months. Maxwell says the center, once marketed and stocked adequately, can become a popular spot for visitors to and from the Douglas Charles Airport. Annie Edwards is coordinator of the Marigot Community Tourism Committee, which has been active for 5 years. She says projects such as these pose tremendous benefits for communities like Marigot.
Coming from the project, the Sand Bay project, we gave a lot of capacity building, and one of the things that was recognized at that the capacity building workshop was that there was no building in Marigot where we could use as an outlet for craft. Most of the members, I can tell you, they are hardworking people. Most of them are women. About, I would say, 50 or more than 50 are farmers, but they also do other things like craft, small business development, and so on. It's a real dynamic group of ladies. This experience taught me and the rest of us something that community tourism, it can grow, it can really get, but it takes a lot of working with the members, because, you know, remember, a lot of them have not been into traditional business, marketing, and so on. They do the small things on the side. But the capacity building has really helped. The process has not stopped with the ministry, and I really want to thank them for that, because that is something that's really critical, I think, with the community tourism. The groups, they take time. The people, you have to be really determined and persevere and so forth to really get them to remain focused. So it's not, you cannot just give them the facility, give them the funds and so on and leave them. I think they need that nurturing and so forth. So that I'm very happy that the ministry is giving us the support in that respect.
For locals like Claudia Alexander, Keturah Prosper, and Ethel Thomas, the center will serve as another means of selling their produce. Thomas, who makes crochet clothes, believes there is a need for greater youth participation in community-based employment.
Most of the people that gone before maybe had known and never teach. So maybe if the youth get together, maybe the elders can teach them. So after, or sometime now, if maybe they can do the dolls, maybe I get an order, I cannot maybe produce all, so I can maybe have somebody to help me with I do the dolls, I do the skirts.
Currently, the Tourism Ministry, along with the European Development Fund, is initiating similar tourism and employment projects in other communities like Capuchin, Loda, and Tatan. Earlier this month, 4 boats and a floating jetty was handed over to Loda residents for their own community tourism program. It is agreed that it is now up to the people of Marigot, Loda, and other participating communities to use their resources for their benefit. I'm Tasia Floissac reporting for GIS News.